Hello everybody, Image here, and what am I commentating for you now? It is a mystery. Or, it would be a mystery, except I was watching it on the stream, and there it is, here it is. BoxeR versus Yellow. It's the surprise match that is surprising absolutely no one because it's the single game that would get the most ratings in South Korea and abroad. I'm really pumped for a lot of reasons. All of the stuff about the rivalry and stuff that I said exists between these two players in the last video that I made of them playing is still true. The last game, might I remind you, was from the Heritage League, where BoxeR beat Yellow on Nostalgia using nukes. And nukes are something that we've been seeing a lot today, so maybe we'll see that again. This is not on a map as grievously imbalanced as Nostalgia, or at least I don't think it is. This is on Heartbreak Ridge, where we have BoxeR at the 3 o'clock in blue, and Yellow in orange at the 9 o'clock. And there's an early GG, or I guess it's a wishing for a good and sportsmanly game rather than BoxeR just GGing off the bat. It's a good thing Casper rules aren't in effect, otherwise guess who would have just lost in the most anticlimactic way possible. Phew. See how much better things are without Casper rules already? Yeah, that's gonna score me some points with Team Liquid. No big fans of the way Casper does things over there, and frankly, it's a very strange position that Casper is in now that they're, both trying to run their business and completely running scared because Blizzard is getting all up in their grill right before StarCraft 2 special match. Some manner of question, PS. I don't know what that was all about, but let's see, Yellow going with a quick drone scout with Baby looking on as his teammate BoxeR, and surely his inspiration BoxeR is getting himself set up. Okay, yes, it is Heartbreak Ridge. For a minute I thought I might have screwed that one up, and that would have been embarrassing. And BoxeR is planting his barracks up on that high ground. And there's Yellow, scouting BoxeR's base and not seeing a barracks. But Yellow is 12 hatching anyway. If he's afraid of a proxy barracks or a bunker rush, he is not showing it, and that is either ballsy or he saw it coming. He has spotted the barracks, and BoxeR is pretty impressed. Wow, he says, as Yellow finds the barracks. So, barracks is lifting. Looks like it's going to be no bunker rush for BoxeR this game. And that is going to give the fans more of a show. It'll be like that game on Nostalgia, except it'll probably be more competitive, and so much the better when it comes to that. And BoxeR walling in with a barracks and a factory, and has trapped Yellow's scouting drone inside of his base. So that drone is going to run around and be annoying, but eventually it is going to die. It is going to be far from home, far from the nourishing creep of its homelands, and riddled with bullets. Godspeed, drone. But that drone has done what it was needed to do, and Yellow, having gotten rid of BoxeR's scout for a moment, puts down a Hydralisk den. So it looks like he's going to go 2-hatch lurkers, but he is spotted now. Uh-oh. This is a build that's really easy to deal with once it's spotted. If it's going to indeed be 2-hatch lurkers, that could just be to get out some quick Hydras before the mechanized units from BoxeR come. It is a little bit weird though. Usually it's still, well, no, it's not all that far from standard. It's not necessarily the most common build, but it's still, viable enough for sure. Let's see. So there's that first vulture being built for BoxeR, presumably. And yellow is probably going to get his lair and probably add on his spire before too long. Question only now really being whether he's going to add a third hatchery first, and I really doubt that. Though it does feel a bit like a kind of non-committal build because, yeah, he's going to have his Mutalisks out later than a three hatchery, later than a standard two hatchery build would get him. But wait a minute, he's playing it a little bit aggressively. He's posting his Hydras in the middle of the map and sending them along the bottom lane, maybe to intercept scouts. Unfortunately for him, BoxeR has taken the top lane to get to his base, and it looks like he is investigating the possibility of putting on some Hydra pressure, but is not really going to be able to do that. He's added a third hatchery at his natural choke point, and is now adding the spire inside of his main as well. So pretty standard stuff, though yellow, who is of course a low economy player of old, was of course going to investigate the possibility of mounting some Hydralisk pressure, and now seeing siege tanks at the gates is going to fall back a little bit and add his second gas. Second factory now going up for BoxeR. It is such a relief to be continuously saying BoxeR and doing it because I'm getting the name right. My goodness. And yellow has a drone on the go, probably to set up a third base for himself. So a nice little building block going up. Probably need to get a unit to fill a gap there, maybe. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it will be more difficult for BoxeR to run vultures through there and kill tons of drones. So good urban planning from yellow, or as the Koreans like to call it, and in a linguistic reference I really love, good SimCity from him. I miss SimCity. I haven't played a SimCity game since 2000, and if someone can tell me in a comment if any of the more recent ones have been really good or particularly worth the money, I'd really like to know. So, yeah, keep this interactive, people. Mutalisks out for yellow now, to probably no one's surprise. BoxeR's got his engineering bay up, but I haven't seen any turrets building yet. This is going to be close. A lot of turrets on the way up, but the Mutalisks are going to get there first. That's a ton of turrets. It's like 8 turrets going up across BoxeR's base. I think he has been caught out here, and he is going to suffer some losses, and some pretty heavy ones, quite likely. Yellow isn't going to be able to get everything just because there are so many turrets going up in different parts of the base, but he is able to catch a good chunk of BoxeR's main unprotected, and some of these tanks at the natural expansion are exposed. There's no anti-air nearby, and with those tanks dead, that is going to open up BoxeR's natural to a possible Hydra Muta attack, which is unorthodox, but it is definitely possible in this kind of situation. Usually you're not going to be able to see it because it is just so gas intensive, but I think that yellow has done enough damage that this might actually work if he attempts it. Picking off still more turrets, and what is in those eggs? If it's Hydras, I would expect an attempt at a game-ending rush pretty soon, because without tanks to hold that front, Hydralisks have a great amount of damage potential that they can unload on that choke point and bust yellow in. And there are the Hydralisks on the way as my stream freezes to buffer. I don't know how long this is going to take. Hopefully not long. Okay, stream's back. Everything is on the move. And it looks like yellow might have spotted, yeah, he spotted a gap in the turret coverage. Or maybe not, but he's still just taking out a ton of SCVs here.